Hello, my name is Gabriela Gahse. I am a product manager for SAP Integration Suite and working in the integration area for more than 10 years. Today's at the virtual TechEd, I would like to give you a glimpse on how to manage the life cycle of your integrations from strategy to development. For this purpose, the quite new capability integration assessment is leveraged that is part of SAP Integration Suite. And it's based on a methodology, and therefore I'm introducing both. Why is enterprise integration more strategic than ever? A data point that is coming from a quite comprehensive study from the Enterprise Strategy Group with more than 300 IT leaders, where 83% of them consider an enterprise integration strategy as one of the top 5 priorities for the next 2 years. And even 96% of them need an enterprise strategy. But only 27% of them describes themselves as having a major integration practice, and therefore it's a lot of room for improvement. That is one of the motivations why we have SAP investing into enterprise integration. What is SAP's integration strategy? Our board has published a strategy paper called Integrate to Innovate. SAP Integration Suite is a key part of this strategy, together with the methodology on how to define and execute an integration strategy. You can use this QR code to get directly access to the strategy paper. How to shape now an enterprise integration strategy? In order to help our customers and organizations to really tackle this challenge of integration, SAP has introduced the SAP Integration Solution Advisory methodology. It provides guidance and also recommendations for which integration use case, which integration technology shall be used. I would like to point you to the key points of this methodology. So it provides a technology and also vendor-agnostic framework to define and execute an enterprise integration strategy. You can use this technology really in each kind of a context, from SAP or non-SAP applications in a very heterogeneous landscape. And you can also adapt it and apply it to any other integration technology that needs not come from SAP. So really technology independent. It is an open framework, so we are pre-delivering different guiding contents like integration styles, integration domains, integration use case patterns, guidelines, blueprints, and so on. So a lot, and you can use this. It's an open framework, and you can adapt it and extend it to your own needs. And it covers really all integration dimension in today's hybrid and diverse environments, at least to the best of our own knowledge. So it covers, for example, process integration, data and analytics integration, but also user and thing integration. And as always, any feedback from your side is very welcome. So we are constantly increasing methodology. And yes, of course, if any new integration pattern is coming up. So the methodology is available in 2 different kinds of offerings. One is about templates. So we have a documentation in place that is explaining the complete concept very much in detail. And embedded in this documentation, you find links to specific templates. They can be in PowerPoint, Word, or Excel, and you can use them to really define your integration strategy. But we have now also, since more than 1 year, a tool that is based, included in the Integration Suite. It's called Integration Assessment, and it's a tool-based approach that is automating the methodology, and it covers really the main parts of the methodology. And therefore, that's the reason why I would like to introduce also the concepts of this methodology. That's very important. It's a major methodology, and in fact, it has its 10th anniversary these days. It's for free, and it's very well adopted by more than 2,500 customers and partners already. With this ISA-M methodology, how we call it in short, you can shape and increase your maturity level of your integration strategy in your organization. So coming maybe from a very unsystematic integration approach, where any integration technology is used in an arbitrary context, you can use the methodology to perform an assessment of your current integration strategy. This is done by a guided scoping. Then in the second level, you are designing your hybrid integration platform. You can map your proven use cases into integration technologies, so the use cases that we have assessed in the first phase. And then in the third phase, you are defining an integration practice. So we are redefining the technology mapping by leveraging predefined architecture blueprints, for example, and adapt them to your specific needs that you have in your organization. And in the fourth step here, we are looking at the organizational aspects of enterprise integration. It is about enabling a practice of empowerment. So we are proposing roles and also their tasks. And we are providing also best practices on how to set up an integration center of excellence across your different teams. So important is to really start small, but think big. So you can adopt the integration solution advisory methodology step by step and take the advantages that are out of the box available with all the integration options and also with the best practices. So with that, I would look like a little bit closer at some of the concepts that we are using in the integration assessment capability. The first phase is about the assessment of your own integration strategy. This is completely technology and vendor agnostic, as mentioned. It's providing a guided approach to determine your current but also midterm integration requirements. The guided scoping is performed with the help of integration domains, which are further broken down into integration styles and use case patterns. These high-level integration domains are describing more where integration is needed. You can see then, for example, on the left side, these little blue boxes, for example, cloud to cloud. So if you have in your heterogeneous landscape a lot of cloud-based applications that are integrated, these are then part of the cloud-to-cloud integration domain. Or you can think about if you have some devices that are integrated with on-premise systems, this is then part of think to on-premise or on-premise to think. So these are integration domains. They are broken down to integration styles, and there we have process integration, data integration, analytics, user and thing integration. So there are describing how applications are exchanging data amongst each other. And they're again subdivided to these different use case patterns, as for example in process integration we have application-to-application integration, master data integration, also B2B, so business-to-business integration and business-to-government integration. And this is then, they are complemented by some cross-use cases. For our area, for the integration suite, important are, for example, API management integration and the event-based integration. Very important are these use case patterns because they require specific technologies. For example, the B2B integration use case where you exchange data with your trading partners. So you have specific requirements, for example, the industry standards. You may probably want to use ADFACT or ODAT, or you have some industry-specific protocols like AS2 or also OFTP. So they are very specific, and therefore we have also specific use case patterns defined within our methodology. In the second phase, we are designing the hybrid integration platform. So this is not technology agnostic anymore. It helps you to identify the best integration technology. And this is not a one-to-one mapping, as you can see it between use case patterns and the integration technologies. So there are sometimes several use case patterns that are served by an integration technology, or the other way around. You need sometimes also several integration technologies to serve really also a use case pattern. So that's not a one-to-one mapping. And then we are also defining integration policies. Integration policies are a kind of a decision table. As you can see it on the right side, here, for example, we have an example for a process integration style. These are our recommendations from SAP side, and here, for example, we have the cloud integration, but also process orchestration. And in the past, of course, we have for on-premise to on-premise integration recommended SAP process orchestration. But as soon as the Edge integration cell, our new kit in the family, has a feature parity with cloud integration, we can also, for example, change this recommendation. And you can do the same. You can also add own integration technologies and change these integration policies on your side. With that, I would like to switch to our tool-based approach. The integration assessment capability that is part of the Integration Suite is covering the key parts of the methodology. It's included in Standard and Premium Edition, but also in our consumption-based CPEA. You have only to activate the capability within the landscape of within the homepage of the Integration Suite. I would like to now to introduce you to the different personas that we have established, and this helps you also to understand how to introduce governance for integration strategies in your organization. So we have here the integration architect. He or she starts to define or customize an integration strategy for the organization by adapting and also extending all the pre-delivered content, guiding content from the methodology. These can be found under settings. So these can be, for example, integration domains, styles, and patterns. So these very technology agnostic parts of the methodology are included in integration assessment. What is new is that we have also introduced questionnaires, and the questionnaires help you to guide you to the right integration technology. This can be, we have different kind of questionnaires. This can be on the level of the business perspective and also on the level of the technology perspective. And there's also another task that an integration architect should do, from our point of view, is the configuration of the landscape information. So the integration architect can add all the applications and also the additional integration technologies that are take place, are included in your heterogeneous landscape. He can or she can configure this also inside of integration assessment. Then a second step is that a business domain expert is creating a business solution request for a specific requirement that is coming from the business domain. For this, a questionnaire is necessary. This questionnaire is called Business Solution Request. Within this request, within this questionnaire, the business domain expert is stating the source and the target application, also the planned go-live date, the importance, and also which data has to be exchanged, and also the business process that it's belonging to. So these are very high-level requirements for this integration. And with that, that's all what the business domain expert is doing. He hands this then over to the integration developer. And the integration developer then starts with a requirement analysis. So it translates the business solution request into a more technical interface request. He specifies integration requirements from a more technical perspective. And then he goes to the proposal and site for a specific integration technology. With that, I would like to go to a demo and have to log in again. I will start here with the business solution request. When it's come up, I hope it's coming up. If not, I have to, yeah, it's coming up. I go to the business solution request. I have the hat-on for a business domain expert. So the person is creating now a new, I say, TechEd, replicate purchase order. And then I create this. I have a typo, please ignore all the typos that I'm doing at the moment. So then I would say that I would like to replicate purchase orders, and this is for a lead to cash process, and my planned go live date would be a little bit for Christmas, for example, and the importance is medium. That's all what a business domain expert is doing. And with that, he's creating also an interface request, get here also a name. Very important is that he or she should mention also the instance, where it's coming from, the source, and also the target here. This should be S4HANA, an S4HANA instance that we have here in the back, and the integration style that is process integration. And that's all. With that, he's good, and submit this. And that's all what here has to be done. And now I'm switching the hat. I would be now in the integration developer, going to the interface requests, looking for interface requests that are in the requirement analysis. I find not the one I wanted, but in that case, I don't know why. We have 12. It should be there. I will take just now this one. That's fine. I have the right one. Sorry. Good. All good. So that's the next question. Yeah, the integration developer has to fulfill, and this is specific for the process integration style. So this is an A2A case. He has seen that it's coming from C4C to S4HANA. He would like to, he recommends to take a simple transformation, and he wants to really apply a predefined integration from the Business Accelerator Hub. There's nothing to do with B2B, therefore we are skipping this question from the questionnaire and going to the next step. Here I'm looking for an pre-packaged integration content from the Business Accelerator Hub. The source and the target are already included, therefore it's easier to find something. And I should find now, and this is now not working, I should find now one content from the prepackaged content, and therefore I really have to jump back to another interface request that I've prepared. Sorry for that. This is this one, where I can show you what it should look like. So you would go to the Business Accelerator Hub and find the specific integration content. You see what is necessary if you need, for example, a technology connector or an application connector. I'm just going back to the questionnaire for this integration developer. And he would do now fulfill this questionnaire up to the end. For example, also here the technology connectors, and then go to the technology selection. This is very important because here you see that we have now two different integration technologies recommended. One is the API application interface framework, but also cloud integration. And the AIF is recommended because of the monitoring, because I would like to that the failures are also forwarded to the next service, and I would like to have also business-oriented monitoring. That I've said in this question that I haven't shown to you. And with that, I can say that's really good. I will take both of them to really fulfill this requirement for an interface. And I'm doing then, I have to reopen it again for this case. I have to do then as technology selection. And I'm taking here two different instances, can select them, and all is fine. And after the selection, I've done all what I've wanted to do, and I've also documented the situation. That's the main thing what I wanted to show, and all the methodology settings are found here on the left side. This is done by the integration architect, and this person can also change all the main parts of the methodology. He can create some things, he can also delete things. It can be adapted, expanded as you like. And this is the most important things that I wanted to convey today. And I hope you have understood what I wanted to transport. And I thank you very much. That's really good. Thank you. With that, I would like to jump to the questions.
Live Q&A.
Okay, at the moment I see only one question from Dexter. Which integration styles are included as of today? That's a very good question. Thanks for that. So as of today, we have the process integration and the data integration user styles included. But next year in Q1, we have the plan that's on the roadmap that we also deliver all the guided content for the user integration. The other integration styles have to wait a little bit. There are also other questions. There's a question from Dexter. Can I bring in technologies from other vendors? Yes, exactly, you can do that. So I think the demo is at the moment not visible, but in this section, settings areas, we have the ability to bring in all the vendors as you like. You can also add your own integration technologies from other vendors. It's completely open and really agnostic from technology and vendor agnostic. You can adapt it. You can also delete all the recommendations from SAP side. But of course, from our side, we are pre-delivering our content, but you can adapt it as you like it, as per your need. Then there's a question from the first question: can the user-defined function also be migrated using migration tool? So this is a complete different topic. We are here talking about designing and executing to govern also an integration strategy. And we are not talking about the migration from SAP Process Orchestration towards SAP Integration Suite. For this purpose, moving from on-premise to the cloud to a modern integration platform, we are using the migration assessment, not the integration assessment, the migration assessment together with a migration tool that is part of cloud integration. Okay, that's completely different. Then we have a question from Shailish. How can we access ISAM? That's moved. ISAM, and it is a paid service. So the ISAM is completely for free. We don't have to pay. And for integration assessment, this automated tool that we provide with the Integration Suite, there you need a standard or a premium edition of SAP Integration Suite or CPEA. Then we have a question on how does the licensing work for integration assessment? If an organization wants to release it to a large set of business users, that's the same. So I would propose to take the premium edition, because there you have more tenants, for example. But as said, standard and premium edition are required for this integration assessment capability, and the methodology itself is for free and available with the documentation. There you can get a description of the complete concept. What does a business persona do with a tool? The business persona, a business domain expert, how we call it, is requesting a business solution, and he is doing a requirement on a very high level, just stating which interface is necessary, for example, from Cloud for Customers to S4HANA, and how important this definition is, and also to which business process it's belonging to, and also the planned go-live date. So this is what a business domain expert is specifying in this business solution request, and then he or she is handed over to an integration developer, who again uses a specific questionnaire to fill in then the interface request. So therefore we have a split, and we are establishing a center of excellence where really the different personas can work together. With that, I'm closing the session for today. It was I was very glad to introduce you the integration assessment capability that we have, and I thank you very much for your attendance.